Hello, this is a brief guide to being a ranged chump in Ura CM. Gonna get right into the toxic geyser spawn pattern. If we look from up here, we have geyser 1 in the corner as the very first geyser. One by one, the geysers will draw these lines that crawl up and across the arena. Once we hit geyser 14, we're gonna loop back to 1. This pattern will mostly be the same throughout the entire fight. P1 starts at geyser 1. Every 12 seconds, another geyser will spawn. This will follow the pattern of 1, 2, 3, 4 until boss hits 70%. So remember when I said that the pattern will not change? Well, I lied. I'm devious. After she does the swirly attack, you'll phase into P2. And now, the toxic geyser cycle will restart. But this time, geyser 8 will be the first geyser instead of geyser 1. And then it's just going to be 8, 9, 10, 11, and so on. And instead of every 12 seconds, geysers will now spawn every 24 seconds. You'll DPS the boss all the way down to 40%, and that brings you into P3. The cycle will now restart again, and this time geyser 7 will be the first geyser. Now once you hit 0% boss HP for the first time, she will regen and you enter P4. This will just be a continuation of P3, so there's not going to be a new geyser cycle. Typically, you're maybe doing 13, 14, and then it's going to loop back over to 1. In P1, you'll probably be double dropping because ranged team has to juggle the Bloodstone debuff, and 12 seconds between spawns is really not a long time. So this means you'll be sharding your first geyser, and then you'll pick it back up, you'll just take it up the ass, and then drop it on the... Holy shit, my life flashed before my eyes. So starting from the toilet in P2 though, the 24 seconds between geysers is really comfortable, and now you can do single drops for the rest of the fight. Alright, quick double drop example. Doing 2-1, your best sequence is likely always going to be spear 4-5, boom bang, go back to group, portal debs, portal her to buttfuck nowhere, see you later debs. Now that is a job well done, bye bye debs. Some important things to note. Say a geyser in P2 has just spawned, and then you hit 40%, which phases you into P3. Well, el bozo! Geyser 7 is going to spawn immediately. It's not going to wait out the 24 seconds. Depending on how you phase, you might get 2 geysers back to back, so you want to be clean with these phase transitions. So here is a good example of this interaction. We are in P2, about to phase into P3, 43% right now. And you can see that geyser 3 has just spawned. So now Arc is going over to geyser 3. We're going to phase right here, and you can see that geyser 7 has just basically immediately spawned. Now if you were to do single shards on 3 and 7, then the Bloodstone debuff timers are going to be really desynced, because Arc and Debs, they're going to have like almost the exact same timer. The easiest way to deal with this is just to do any double drop. So here you can see Arc does the 3-7 double drop. You can also just wait for 8 to come up, and then you can just do 7-8 or 8-7. Doesn't really matter too much, but you just want to create that buffer in between. And another thing is that you want to do these shard handoffs as fast as possible. When these are left on the ground, the shard is going to take global damage every 3 seconds, and this scales with the number of the Bloodstone saturation debuff that you have. Last thing is the most dangerous geyser is geyser 11. It spawns right under Ura CM. And when it spawns and it's active, it's going to pulse 25 might, resolution, protection onto Ura. It's also going to stack a bunch of Ligma on the group. And these are, you know, pretty common stacking spots or places where people will go through. So if you have a big CC, you want to save it for this, just so you can get rid of it pretty much immediately. That's it for now. Good luck, have fun!